Welcome to the mythical creatures.
In the north, where winter storms beat against the stone shores, there is a narrow and long land covered with endless forests. The lakes sparkle under the moonlight, and the grandeur of the dark mountains makes the heart tremble. When you are sailing on a small boat between the gloomy cliffs of the Norwegian fjords, it is easy to immerse yourself in the atmosphere where the legends of Valhalla and the harsh Scandinavian gods are born. On a rainy, foggy day, you can easily imagine the ships of the proud Vikings in these mysterious waters. Norwegians admire their ancestors, and this is not surprising at all. Currently, this country is covered with snow and ice for 6 months of the year. However, this was not the case before. For a long time, huge glaciers stretched in its place, occupying its entire territory. Over time, with climate change, the glacier gradually retreated to the north, and people followed it. They saw the splendor of this country and decided to stay here, taking the name Normans, people of the north, for themselves. Soon after, they noticed numerous strange creatures on this earth with supernatural powers. But at the same time, they were very careful and avoided detection. These creatures became known as trolls. Over time, trolls have become a frequent theme of fairy tales. Interestingly, the legends describe them very inconsistently. A troll is a mythical creature that is especially common in the ancient legends of Scandinavia. There are several variations of the description of trolls, one of which represents them in a more human form. Their skin can have different shades, from dirty gray to pink or blue. Their long clawed arms hang down to their knees. Sharp fangs protrude from their mouths, and their faces usually look ugly. However, their physique resembles a human one. Trolls are often compared to dwarves, but they are bigger and stronger. Their bodies may be completely covered with hair. They may have beards or be completely bald. Trolls are often presented as stupid creatures, known for their strength, but not for their intelligence. However, this statement does not apply to all representatives of this mythological genus. According to legends, trolls have common roots with dwarves, jotuns, giants, goblins, which indicates the diversity in this mythological species. Some trolls, who have received a sharp mind from dwarves, may even be smarter than humans. Diving into Scandinavian mythology, you can find a lot of information about trolls, including their origin. Since ancient times, gods such as Thor and Odin have waged an unrelenting war with their armies against the Jotun tribe, who are distant relatives of the trolls. Giants and trolls have been allies in the past, fighting together against the Norse gods. However, at some point, they treacherously violated the alliance and refused to continue the war. According to ancient legends, many mythical creatures are also considered distant relatives of trolls, including even humans, according to some authors. From the giants, the trolls gained tremendous strength, allowing them to easily tear off an arm or leg from a person. The dwarves gave them a piece of an inquisitive mind, which their distant relatives, the Jotuns, cannot boast of. In most cases, trolls are presented as creepy and evil creatures, robbing cattle, abducting women, and ravaging rural barns. This aspect of their character is also inherited from the evil giants. Depending on the habitat, the troll family can be divided into 2 types. Small trolls, also known as swamp trolls. Great trolls, or mountain trolls. Their character, lifestyle, and way of life are largely determined by the environment. Mountain trolls are more similar in appearance and character to giants. They are constantly in conflict with the dwarves, trying to get hold of new treasures. They usually prefer to live in seclusion, gathering together only when necessary. For example, in case of war or other important events, they choose deep crevices, caves, or sinkholes as their habitat. If there are no mountains in the area, they can dig themselves a large hole or occupy a bridge, feeding on travelers. According to some legends, bridges are a particularly holy place for trolls, serving as their home and source of vital energy. Swamp trolls usually have a height comparable to the average person, sometimes even less. In the past, they lived in entire villages until humans drove them out. After this event, swamp trolls began to live mostly alone or in small groups, manifesting themselves as freeloaders and parasites. Their homes are usually located near impassable swamps, quagmires, or garbage dumps, as these places repel people. If something bad happens in the village, for example, a cow disappears, a child disappears, or a barn goes bankrupt, then the marsh trolls are always blamed for all this. The troll's bed is a small pile of garbage consisting of leftover food, bones, dry leaves, grass, and straw. They sleep very sensitively, so it is almost impossible to catch them off guard. According to most sources, these creatures have no fear of daylight. Trolls can have different characters, but they are mostly vicious and hostile to people, so meeting them usually promises trouble. Swedish trolls are often found in folklore, fairy tales, and legends of this country. They play the role of evil creatures that create obstacles in the way of heroes, or they represent a metaphor for natural forces or problems that a person faces. However, sometimes trolls can also be perceived as part of the Swedish cultural identity, inspiring art, literature, and other aspects of local culture. Thus, Swedish trolls remain one of the most fascinating and mystical creatures in Swedish mythology, continuing to inspire stories and imaginations of people around the world.
Thanks for watching. It will be nice to see you again in the world of mythical creatures.